Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Speakeasy, and this game is a prototype.
Yes, and we are very excited to play this, or to have played this, because this is a game from Lacerda. And if you know us, you know we are big fans of Lacerda. This game has a theme about the Prohibition era where you are mobsters trying to do the best mobstery things you can. But it's a Lacerda game, so you don't have all the normal luck or dice rolling or shooting each other in the normal way of you do in these kind of mobster games. This is a worker placement game. You're going to play 4 rounds, and the first one you're going to have 4 workers, then you're going to have 3, then you're going to have 3, then you're going to have 1. And then the end game is going to end, and you're going to have fewer points than you wish you had. So you are going to place workers, and up here there's different persons, as the rulebook says, that you're going to go and talk to. And when you go there, you're going to do different actions. This is the 1 to 2 player side of the board. There is another side of the board where there are more worker placement spots, so they're kind of different. Just set it up the way that we have played it. And depending on where you go, you can do always the action inside a little bubble. And then depending on which person you speak to, you get to choose, or you do the action that is under that person. You can build buildings like speakeasies or stills where it'll produce alcohol. You can build casinos, nightclubs. You can have your little car, which has space for this. Look at this cute little component that you can move around and deliver. So you have kind of a pick up and deliver mechanism. You can go to these rum runner boats where you can both buy barrels, and you can even go and attack them with another action where you try to attack them to get these crates, which is one way to get money in the game. And there is just so many things to do. So we're not going to go into the details. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to build stuff on the board. There's going to be police. And if there's police there, you're going to have your crew members out there to protect it from the police so you can actually run the buildings. There's going to be mob wars, mobsters coming attacking and trying to destroy your buildings. There's going to be all kind of different goals you can go for. There's going to be goals in each zone of the game. There's going to be some goals here that everybody can go for. There's going to be goals over here on the infamy track, because you have all of these different areas that you can go up there and get better stats. And when you move on that, you're going to move on the infamy tracks. You're going to have other goals over here. There's so much things going on. We cannot go into detail about all of it, but we're going to try to highlight a couple of things that we really like about this game. Does that make a lot of sense? Some sense?
Yes.
Yes, it's a lot of stuff. Like if you played any Lacerda game, you know it's a lot of stuff. So that overview was longer than I would have liked it to be. But let's talk about the game.
This has to be the most mechanically straightforward worker placement game from Lacerda. Because here you actually have more workers, like normal, and you have these, I would say, straightforward. I think the symbology is great in this game. I have actually needed to reference the rulebook minimal amount of times, or the player aid.
Yes, because in the prototype there was only 1 player aid, and I was like, oh, I remember the game, so I needed that. And I never needed it.
No, it was fascinating. And when you go to it, it's straightforward. Yeah, you're talking to people, but everything is connected, and you want to play these cards that are boosting or dictating your actions, and a lot of it in this game is revolving around these cards. So when I play this game, I'm sitting, okay, what actions do I need to do, and also what cards do I want to play? Or do I have enough cards to, for example, go to this action where I need to pay cards to actually do those things? So everything is intertwined, so it's not a straightforward game in any means.
No, but the thing, I think it's interesting because I never played a Lacerda game where it's just oh, I'm just going to place my dude and do the thing.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to try to do more things. I'm trying to get bonuses. I'm trying to, for example, get a city tile so I can use them and get bonuses. I just had to show off one thing, component-wise about these cards. Because these cards are going to give you bonuses and some actions, but also you're going to take them and you're going to place them inside of your player board. Look at that.
I love it.
And then there's a picture on the wall. And this is your VIP room now has people in it.
I love this.
And it's just it looks so good. Just another huge shout out to Ian O'Toole for the work. As I said, the symbology is really great. I feel that interconnection is the Lacerda thing.
Yes.
When I read the rules, as I said, it felt straightforward. But then you have the interconnection that makes it, my brain is melting when I play this. I have to talk about one thing that I think is really cool. is that there's two types of money in this game. You have the money that is cash in hand, and then you have money in your little vault. And this money is also available to use, but if you use it, you have to launder it first, and then you have to pay double the cost. In the games we have played, we have not had to use them because we have always had a way to get money back. But I'm thinking in a 4-player game, if you're playing aggressively and trying to go into places where somebody wants to take and stop them from getting the money, it's going to be a way where you have to use that money. Yeah. But sometimes it's oh, great, I get a lot of money. Oh, but it goes behind my thing.
Oh,
so no,
it's in my safe.
I can't use it because money is points. So all the time, I love that. I love it when I'm always using points to try to get more points.
I think it's really cool because you really don't want to use the money in the safe because you have to justify then paying double the cost and losing double the points to do the things that you want. So you have to okay, is it worth that much? A super cool thing that I haven't seen in many games before is that turn order is an action, which is in itself really good. And in addition to that, you're changing turn order, and that actually dictates how expensive it is to protect your buildings. So in this game, we've only played this with 2 players, and changing the turn order isn't usually very important in 2-player games. Nope. It really felt like that here.
Yeah, and also, like I said, turn order is kind of just part of the action, because that is where you go to basically score points. You get 2 when you do that. When you have to change the turn order, you have to discard some of the cards, and you get 1 in the end of each turn. But when you go sometimes you're going to do actions, I'm going to have to throw away 3 cards now, and I have 0 cards left. I would like to play that card. But you go there to do the bonus actions. You can play a card if you want to, or you can use the city tokens that you get when you build buildings or for a couple of bonuses. And you also can cook the books, which is called thematically, by basically scoring points. So there's going to be different places, as I said in the overview, to put your books out. And this is also a timing thing. So there's only one space. In these, with multiplayer, there's going to be more spaces. But in 2-player game, there's only one space. So if both of us are up here on the infamy track, I want to go and get there first so I get the 15 points in my safe. And also a movement on a track. That is so cool. And might be kind of my favorite mechanism of the game. Because I never seen that kind of a turn order action also being so much more.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about this game is the super cool theme. I love the theme in this game, and Lacerda is well known, at least I think, for integrating theme very well in his games. And I think this is a perfect example of that. It feels very thematic. When I was a mobster, I did all of these things, but I think both is the game fun. I find the things that I do in the game fun, but it also ties to the theme. And I love that you are playing cards to do these actions. I love that you're also choosing here what you want to do. I love that you're trying to get better at these tracks, so they will, when you do this action, that, for example, when you're selling alcohol, barrels, you will get better at it, so you can sell more the further up on the track you are, for example.
I think this might be the most fun Lacerda theme. We have winemaking, that's kind of fun. Rebuilding a city is kind of fun. Being a mobster,
super fun.
Building a car seems kind of dull after this. This is the most fun theme, and I don't care about theme, but in this game, I care about theme. In this game, I look at it, I'm being not in the way I can. I'm not sitting there with a hat and smoking a cigar and being yo, well. I don't know what mobsters do. They probably say well.
Say well.
But everything fits so nicely into the theme. There is a couple of small luck elements, but in a way that it's fine. For example, so when you build your buildings, you can choose, okay, do I want to go in where I know there's already because there's going to be these where there is a mobster and there's going to be a value, so let's say it's a 4, and there's a police there, I'm going to be I'm just going to go in there, I'm going to attack this, which then I need strength, and I can use bonuses to get more strength to remove this, and I know I'm never going to be attacked there. Or I'm going to have a crew here to be able to use that building at all. Or I could go somewhere where it's like, okay, it's not a police there now, there's not going to be police there next round, and there's not going to be a mob war. So I can build something there that's just going to be left alone for a while, but then later on in the game, it's going to be harder to defend. There's going to be higher strength, harder to defend against them. So it's not like, oh, it was random. It's more of you. Okay, I hope you can go your route like you did a couple times, being like, I have 10 or 11. I'm going to hope that's enough. Or you could do like me and be like, I'm going to be sure that I have at least that for at least one of the buildings, because like, for example, this is going to be worth 20 points at the end of the game. So that makes it not feel like randomness, but it makes it feel really cool. One thing I have to say, and this is the true of all the Lacerda games, but I really feel it here, is that at the end of the game, I feel like I should have done more.
Yes, absolutely. For example, building these buildings, I feel like I always build like just a little fraction of what you're supposed to build. Sometimes when we played, I didn't build any of the large building like the casinos and nightclubs at all.
And you won.
And I won. Yes.
Such a viable thing. You don't have to go heavy.
Absolutely. But I feel like I don't know how to play this well yet.
Yeah, but I have to say, I think you're not supposed to build a lot. Like, I don't think you're going to be like, oh, I have 10 buildings on the board. I don't think it's that kind of game. It's just like, we are used to games where you have this, because this feels also classical. The fact where you're taking off buildings, getting a bonus, it feels very classic, but it's like, oh, you're only going to do that like 4 times in the game. Maybe if you can go like for heavy strategies that way, I want to say that as well. There's many different strategies to go for, and they all feel viable. You can go for heavy attacking, you can go for just heavy pick up and deliver by buying things, going high on these tracks. You can buy stuff cheap and sell them, or you can produce a lot and try to go them out and sell them. There's just so many ways to go, but I would have loved to play this like 15 more times, because this is a game I have so much fun playing. I would have loved to like go deeper into it, but that wasn't in the cards for right now.
No, but we will. Yes,
I will play this more. So who do you think will like this game?
I think, like, if you like heavy Euros, this is absolutely... And if you always looked for a mobster game, that's a very narrow genre, but I think, like... And also, if you like some of Vital's other designs, this absolutely feels like a Lacerda game. But it needs a few plays to understand how everything is connected. Even though the worker placement seems very straightforward in the beginning, there's a connection between all the things that makes this game interesting.
Basically, if you like Lacerda games, I think you should check this out. Like, it's a very good Lacerda game. We don't do ratings for these kind of previews because it's a prototype, but then again, it's not really a prototype. Prototypes are getting to the point where they're like not easy to distinguish from a game. Yeah. But it could go, changes in the game could happen from now to the publication of the game. So we're gonna do like just some easy, short final thoughts. Do you want to begin? Before that, or did you have anything before that? No, before that, if you like this video and you like seeing us speak about things like board games, Lacerda, or other games, what can you do? You
can subscribe. Yes. You can give us a victory point by clicking that button that says subscribe. Do it now.
It's free and we believe in you. You can do it. If it's the one good thing you do today, that's done. Now, final thoughts.
I look forward to play this game more. I look forward to play it with more players. I really enjoyed it with 2. I think this is a game that has interaction, but not always between the players directly, because you're all also interacting with the game itself with it feels like a dynamic game, because these will move, these will appear, the police and the monsters.
A random police affair.
So there's, I wouldn't say it's the most interactive game. I would say like more of the stuff that happens here, and the final scoring, you're like struggle a little bit trying to be the first on that, but this is a game that I have had a really good first impression of this game, and I absolutely recommend it.
Yes, like it's if you watch this and you like Lacerda, I don't think you're like wondering, am I gonna get this? This is also, it feels different from the last couple of Lacerdas, like Inventions and Vendor Machine. We really loved Vendor Machine. We didn't love Inventions that much. I can already say I like this a lot more than I like Inventions. I think that this feels like a Lacerda game, but it also feels different in many ways. I would highly recommend checking this out. Again, we cannot tell you what you're going to back and not what you're not going to back. Basically, if you like the games I like, I think you're going to like this. And that's how we're going to stop this video. Thank you so much for watching it. That means a lot. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.